Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Birds of a Feather. How long she got here at what time did you get here?
I got here at 2:15.
Bro, it took me an hour to set up this fucking equipment. I just want to say that. But anyways, that's not important. But she got it done. Exactly, period. Let me get my stocks on the camera. Anyways, that's not important. Right now beside me, I have someone very special to me. We could call her my sister, but clearly you see that that's not possible. But she's like my sister in my heart. This is Hadith. You can say your last government name if you want, but that's your choice.
Hadith Mokhtader.
We've known each other for how long?
2012 till now. So
yeah, that's a really long
years.
time. Yeah, that's a really long time.
8th grade, she was fresh out of boarding school.
Wait, was it?
Yes, you literally were straight off the plane from boarding school.
I came back to America when I was 13. Yeah, I came back to America when I was 13, and my first ever school was Harmony.
Mm-hmm. And she was super popular because
I was not popular.
No, because you were one of the few people who had an iPhone.
Wait,
had,
really?
An iPhone 4S or something, and I remember everyone was talking about how you had an iPhone and you'd let me play with it.
Are you don't remember that? Where is this?
I literally had one of those. I had the sidekicks or whatever, so there was still a keyboard. You don't remember? You had an iPhone, and like everyone was like, "Damn! Like, let's take pictures with her iPhone. Let's take pictures with her iPhone." We went to a lower income school,
charter
school in A-Leaf. So that was foreign technology to us.
Yeah, guys, I had an iPhone, and BlackBerry wasn't really a thing, but I guess I had an iPhone in a BlackBerry. But yeah, we've known each other for a really, 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 really long time. And this is what you would consider like a childhood friendship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I like those. I prefer childhood friendships over. I feel like I should be looking at you, not the camera.
But you know what's crazy? We're childhood friends, but I can literally count on one hand how many times our moms have been in the same room together.
Yeah. It's not even up to 5 times.
No, graduation was one. I think that was it.
My cousin's wedding.
Your cousin's wedding, and then a couple highs and buys on FaceTime.
Yeah, guys, we've been friends for a really long time, and I feel like our friendship is really special. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, like just your childhood friends, but we don't really fight. Like we've never fought. We've never fought about anything where it's like a big deal, like maybe in high school, like bitch, I can't believe you hanging out with them more than me, but it's never really been like,
we don't get into that.
I had a little phase, but that phase is over, and honestly none of those friends really stuck. Like mentally it just wasn't working out. But yeah, so we've been friends for a really long time. We're still friends, and I really think people, because whenever we post each other on social media, people always acknowledge it, and I think it's really nice to just have a friend from way back when.
Yeah, I think it's nice, but I think for people it's very surprising.
Oh, you think so? I think people are just like, it's like nostalgic.
Yeah, nostalgic.
Like, I remember them. I thought they were lesbians.
Yeah. There was actually a rumor that we were a couple in high school.
No, literally.
But I think it's just surprising because we always talk about this, how there's nothing connecting us.
No, okay. Let me tell you guys something. We have nothing connecting us. In high school, we had no mutuals, like at all.
No.
We don't have any mutuals now.
No. We don't live in the same part of town. Like for most of our lives, we were 40 minutes away from each other.
When I was younger, I lived in Missouri City. She lived in Katy. Mm-hmm. So it was always a drive. And yeah, we're here. Yeah.
Well, now both of us live alone and live like 15 minutes away from each other.
It's really close. So
it's way better.
You know, if you guys are wondering what a true, genuine friendship is supposed to feel like, just know that a lot of consistency and effort is supposed to be involved. And I mean, I'm not saying like you need to be inconvenienced to know if someone's your friend, but nothing about our friendship was a convenience. Like, we didn't live close. Mm-hmm. We didn't have mutuals. Like, anything we had to do to be in each other's lives quite literally required effort and consistency, like, and here we are.
Yeah. And another thing too is we let each other go through phases.
Oh, like, let me tell you.
There were some times where it was just like we weren't in sync, but she was patient with me, I was patient with her, and we saw it through versus like cutting each other off in the early stages, like at the very start of an inconvenience like that.
Yeah.
So I think, but then again, you just got to know who's really worth it, like who you really want to invest your time in and energy in.
Because there's some people you like give the time, like you give what is the word, grace to, and it's not fucking worth it. Okay. Take it from me.
Yeah.
But if anybody is like me, I'm very like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't care if I never speak to someone again. Like, I'm very this sounds bad, but I don't mean it in a bad way, but like, people leaving my life, it's never really been like, it doesn't do anything for me. But her, there's that one person, you just have that one person, like, you just know if they go, you go.
That's the same.
They can't take that cat. Have you seen that meme?
No.
Oh.
I'm not on TikTok. I deleted my TikTok app once.
Oh, actually?
Yes. So I have my iPad. I just use my iPad, but I don't get on my iPad until I get home. So that's why I'm late to the trends now.
Wait, so how do you feel about no TikTok?
I would say I have a lot more free time now, and it is a little bit uncomfortable because I would literally be in meetings at work, and I work remotely, and just be
on TikTok?
Be on TikTok, but like volume off, just scrolling
with no sound
because it's muscle memory.
Wait, that's funny, dude. No, like, imagine that's,
it's like an anxiety tick where like if I'm anxious, I pop my phone open and I go on Candy Crush or TikTok, and now I don't have that, so I've had to like sit with the silence. Wait,
I didn't know that we're watching, because it's one thing to like play Candy Crush with, bitch, they're literally talking, so you're just like,
I just scroll through, like, I'm not even watching or absorbing what they're saying, it's just the fact of I'm scrolling through. It's like a behavioral tick or something.
I'm trying to think, do you have any other, so how does it feel
not having it anymore?
So because you know how they say, like, if you can't do one thing, you replace it with another.
I've tried to replace it with Reels, but Reels is a scary place.
Have you seen that they put Instagram ads now on TikTok?
Yeah. And it's really, Reels is scary. Like, you can have some really old TikToks reposted and recycled onto Reels, but then you can also have some very inappropriate, weird.
Yeah, Reels is really weird. And honestly, if you want to be honest, I think that they do it that way because they can't do what TikTok does. So they're just allowing you to like do whatever you want.
No filter.
Like, because I feel like TikTok, it definitely has more restrictions. I don't know, not restrictions, but like, okay, like your mom, like Instagram is like, my mom's going to let me play with fire because that's the only way I'm going to hang out with her.
Is it recording?
Yeah. And TikTok is like, no, bitch, you can't play with fire, but I really, really want to hang out with you, so I'm not going to play with fire. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's what Instagram is right now because like they just can't compete with TikTok.
Yeah. But I've replaced it with walks, vitamin D.
Being out in the sun.
Being out in the sun, which, by the way, I am extremely vitamin D deficient.
Dude, same.
Like, it's bad.
In mine too. I don't know if that's why, but when I wake up in the morning or throughout the day, I lose color in my lips.
Oh, did you ever go to the doctor?
No, dude. I need to schedule an appointment, but I lose color in my lips. Like, my lips go black and then they'll like purple, then they'll go pink, and I don't know what that is, but hey, I got TikTok, so I'll just look it up on TikTok.
Did they say anything?
No, I looked it up on ChatGPT. ChatGPT was like a loss of oxygen and anemia or something.
And like, I was thinking about this on my drive here, how it's so hard for me to find the energy to invest in deep relationships with other people because I already have one, and one is enough.
And it's quality.
Yeah, so it is really hard, and I think that that's a blessing because I know I have somebody, and you don't need so many people.
Yeah, you really don't.
Like, depth, but it's also, it makes me feel like I am doing myself a disservice by not putting myself out there.
Yeah. So one thing about I feel like one thing about our friendship, we are always in different phases of our lives, right? And I don't know. I don't think I have more friends.
You definitely have more social friends.
Yeah. Like I definitely have more like surface level friends. But I feel like you tried though. I don't know. I feel like making friends like when you're older, like when you're in your 20s, I just feel like it's not that easy. Only because, especially in this generation, I don't know why the fuck, but being like self-serving is so much more. I feel like it's so much of a thing now compared to like before. Like I don't know. I just feel like friendships, everyone's like, I just have my own thing going on. I don't know. That's how I view like, that's why I think it's hard to make friendships. Like people just don't really care to put in the effort to make a friend. Even like a surface level friend, like it just feels, it's just hard.
Yeah. Wow. And I know people talk about this a lot, but we give so much less grace to friendships than we do to relationships.
Yes.
And like the moment that they do one tiny thing
it's
to
done.
tick you off, it's done. And I don't think that should be my tolerance level.
Wait, do you feel like you do that?
I feel like I don't even get to that point. Like you said, you think I'm trying. I personally don't even think I've tried. In the last year, I used to have a Bumble BFF, like to try to find people outside of my industry. And I deleted all of that. And I feel like I've become so much more of a hermit, especially since moving out, which is crazy.
But you, at one point, so she lived in Minneapolis, right? We're in Houston. Yeah. At one point you lived in Minneapolis and you had friends, surface like social work friends,
work friends, Bumble BFF friends, like friends I met at events, and a lot of them moved out of Minneapolis into different states, so we just kind of fell out because we don't live in the same place. But
do you think that happened to us?
No, I actually genuinely don't think so.
So you don't think if I moved to like, I don't know, Paris,
no,
like another country, like time zone, stuff like that?
No, I really don't think so.
No.
Because we have experienced that. Like, remember when I lived in California for a while with my aunt, or Minnesota?
Yeah, we talk every day, guys. Like, it's not even something we try to do. We just talk every day. Like, this is more than just my friend.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But, and it's so crazy, too, because our, like, technological communication styles are a little different. She loves to call.
Yeah, FaceTime.
And I just prefer texting. I don't call anybody, you know, except, you know, my boyfriend.
Yeah.
But that's because it's
my throat. I'm just kidding.
it's he prefers calls too. So I'm getting used to that because I guess it's more efficient for some people.
Wait, so would you start doing calls?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we actually tried to do this thing where we don't have to text, but we like at least we get on the call like at least like once or twice a week, but that shit didn't work. No. And honestly, it's not that big of a deal. One thing I realize is, and honestly, a lot of my experiences have been through, a lot of like the things that I've learned have been through like friendships. Unfortunately, no intimate relationship has taught me any of this at all. But you really just like you don't need to have someone who like does it the same way as you. You just need to have someone who is willing to like just work with you. Like you just need to meet in the middle. I feel like as long as you can meet in the middle, it can work. Yeah, literally. That's it.
I completely agree. I agree 1,000%, and I think that that's something that we've had to learn to do.
Yeah, we've definitely had to meet in the middle. And I also think being young and naive was also like, I think, okay, I'm not saying like we did the worst things to each other when we were younger, but in high school there were definitely some things that I feel like for the most part I did where like you definitely should have been like, bitch, I am not your friend anymore. You don't think so?
I mean, but I feel like I also did some things that were pretty intense too, like when I was with that guy.
Exactly. So I feel like because we didn't know what, you know, like maybe the self-worth, not that it wasn't there, but we didn't really understand what it meant. It's kind of like, have you ever, I don't know if you ever saw, you know who Gabrielle Union is?
Yeah. Okay,
so her partner had a baby on her while they were together, and she was like, if I knew my worth back then,
she wouldn't have stayed.
Yeah, but she's not that she's happy that she stayed, but because of her staying, like now they have this like beautiful foundation and stuff. So I'm saying like if we knew our worth a little bit more back then, we wouldn't be where we are. So, but like I'm kind of glad I didn't know my worth, because this friendship it's like worth it.
Yeah, it worked in our favor, but like.
And just to say, this does not apply to the man that treats you like shit.
Okay? Just about to say that. Like, it worked in our favor at the time because we were so young and there was so much more room, I feel like, for making mistakes.
Yeah, and exactly.
So I completely agree with that. I was just thinking, again, on my drive here, how we literally in high school used to share used gym clothes.
What?
But you remember freshman year,
bro? Honestly, I don't think my memory is the best. What I do remember in high school is we always, when Spanish class, we would always share her lunch.
Yeah. Why did I not eat my lunch during lunchtime?
I don't know, but she would always have like this brown paper bag, and we would eat it in the back of the classroom and hide it from the teacher. And it was the same thing. It was either you get a tangerine. There was always going to be a sandwich.
Yeah.
But it was, what was it? A tangerine
sandwich with nothing but chicken on it.
nothing. No tomatoes, chicken. No lettuce, just chicken and bread.
Sometimes like a bag of chips.
Yeah, that's what I remember. What else? What else?
And a water.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was super bland. But we would eat that and like stuff our faces with it, and then we'd get called out and get in trouble
every single time. Every single time. But that's what I remember. I'm trying to think of the other things that like we went through in high school.
The thing is, during the days in high school, we did not hang out that much. Like you had your own classes and your own friends.
Yeah, I did have my friends. I had you had your own friends too.
Yeah.
No, and that's now that I think about it, like really nothing really kept us together. Like I don't know if anyone else, because I know a lot of people, like if you're listening or watching, a lot of people like have friendships that make sense. But if you have a friendship that doesn't make sense, you should ask yourself like, maybe this is actually the friendship that matters, because we didn't even have the same group of friends.
No.
Like her friends were so different from my friends. Her friends and my friends, they weren't even like, well, that's what mutuals mean, the fuck. But like it was just, yeah, like really we were very, very different. Two different people.
Yeah.
That's so, I thought about it, but now I didn't think about the fact that our friends were so different. Like, bitch, we did not.
Different, I feel like interests, priorities.
Yes, very different. Like
everything. And like she had such an established group in, you know, her neighborhood and her community. She carpooled with this one friend every single day.
Yes, like friends in school and outside of school were just all very, very different. And I even remember trying to like mesh my friends, which I don't believe in. I don't really care to mesh my friends. Like it's not really necessary. But I remember trying to do that, and it literally didn't stick.
No.
It didn't stick.
I'm a huge advocate for keeping friend groups separate.
Me too.
Like there is some sort of sacred connection you have with X friend. Do not try to bring in Y friend just for the sake of having everyone together for Instagram.
Yeah, and I also feel like for Instagram.
Seriously, like a little post or something.
And I also feel like when you have friends, like when you have friendships and you merge them, that little click shit can start, and before you know it, you blink like 5 times and bitch, you're in the back and the 2 friends are in the front. I'm not saying that like that's guaranteed to always happen, but I just feel like groups of 3s, 4s,
those
5s,
those trios
like,
will
I've done a trio.
Knock your socks off.
I've done a trio, and you will like
I do not recommend them.
No, we've both had trio phases. Yeah. She's had her trio. I've had mine. And let me tell you something. Literally, for the both of us, those 2 friends are still friends.
Yeah.
My side and her side, and it's just us. Yeah. So do it with that information, which you will. Like, I don't know. I really just have a hard time feeling like, and this might be different for like whoever's listening, but I have a hard time just feeling like a trio from beginning to the end, somebody's getting left out. It's just, that's just what it is.
Someone's getting shit talked.
Somebody's going to try to be the leader of the group.
someone's getting jealous, like it's never ever an equal play of power.
It's not.
But I will say,
wait, I'm just thinking like they're probably like, maybe you guys have some personality issues. I feel like that, I mean, it can definitely, I want to say it can definitely happen in like just, you know, friendships where just you and I, like other, just to one individual, 2 people. But I don't know, I feel like 3 people is just more opinions.
More opinions. And I think it's another thing about us not really knowing our self-worth or boundaries at the time, because I 1,000% know for a fact I should have spoken up sooner. I should have voiced my opinion. I should have not been such a people pleaser in those situations. And I wouldn't have even been in that trio to begin with.
You think it would have been over?
Or like I would have taken a step back the moment I felt like a trio was happening. I felt like I was trying to impress girls and like be something I'm not and lead a life that I'm not wanting to be part of.
Or like I also feel like trios just have, it's a little tricky. Okay. And I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but, or like if you guys listening, but I definitely have experienced having a trio friendship. And if 2 people are mad at you, or tell me what you think. Okay, you have a friendship, it's a trio, and you know, maybe you and the other girl or are like in agreement with something and I'm not, and then you guys make a group chat and I'm not in it. Do you feel like that's something you can talk about with your friends, or do you feel like, yeah, no, this friendship probably shouldn't go any further? Like, what would you do if you literally found out you didn't agree with something that the 2 girls agreed with, and you see it, you look next to your friend and you see that they're texting each other when usually there's a group chat?
Simply malicious.
But
Simply
but
malicious.
Would you say it's malicious, or would you just say like, would you say like it's like malicious, delish, the fuck, how the fuck say the word? would you say it's malicious, or would you just say it's like they agree and like you don't, so they're not gonna like include you in the conversation? Or do you feel like, okay, hey, like I know you don't, I don't agree with the both of you, but that's not a reason to make a separate group chat? Because think about, like, I personally think it's fucking shady. I don't give a fuck. Like, there's no reason to make a group chat and talk about it. You guys can either talk about it with me, like, you know, we can all have a group discussion. But once you make a group chat, like once there was a group chat with 3 people and now you make a separate group chat, I feel like that is the start to a like to isolating like that other friend.
Yeah, it's hurtful. And I've been on both ends where like with
me too.
With some trios, I've been the one to start that duo group chat, and I've been like the perpetrator, and then I've been the person who was left out of the duo group chat. So like I think that, and I don't want people to think, you know, we're like the victims, because I have so many examples where I wasn't the best friend. You know, I wasn't a good friend to some people. And I think that the older I get, the more I realize that I'd rather contain the friendships I have, given the capacity I can to manage them, than just be like a social friend, or like a friend who can't give all the energy or time or commitment to that person.
Do you feel like so would you rather have like 2 really, really good friends, or or would you rather have no good friends but have like social friends? You always have something to do, you're never going to be bored, you always have a way to entertain yourself. Because if you have 2 friends, like, okay, which once the 2 friends aren't available, you gotta get you have to get creative.
2 really good friends, because I feel like I'm pretty good at entertaining myself in a lot of ways, and you are too. Remember the Gandhi exhibit?
I think it depends, like the type of person you are. Because me personally, I don't want to say I don't like care for a company, but genuinely I am very okay with being by myself. Like if somebody doesn't want to do it, I'm gonna do it with, like, I'm gonna go do it myself. But I know some people think it's like weird to do things by yourself, but I do a lot of things by myself. I go out to eat by myself. I go to events by myself. Like I just really don't care to have an extra, like a filler.
I think the hard part though is like if you are into nightlife, which you are.
But I do that by myself.
Oh yeah, you have gone out by yourself.
I do that all by myself. Like I don't care. Like I don't feel like sometimes I do wish there was a second person, but for the most part, if I really, really want to do it, like I'm gonna do it. And I also realized, because I used to be like that. I used to be like, oh damn, like I want going out friends and stuff like that. But honestly, like sometimes going out by yourself is better than having going out friends, because you have that going out friend and then the going out friend doesn't know how to fucking stop drinking when it's time to stop drinking.
Oh my gosh,
like the going out,
thinking about that.
It's so annoying. So
yeah, and
it teaches you a lot about yourself. Like it teaches you a lot. Now there's just things that I really, really can do that I don't need. Like it doesn't matter. I don't care. Mm-hmm. And the worst thing is just you leave. But everybody's different. But
oh my goodness, backtrack. I just want to talk about that real quick, about the alcohol. So I don't really drink, like maybe once
we've
a year.
Never.
No, once we did. Freshman year of college, we went to
Did you drink?
Yeah. Dude,
my memory is fucking shit. I don't remember any of these things.
And
just see a therapist. Oh my god, I remember, because we went back to your apartment. Oh my, wow, that's crazy. That was crazy.
But like the most selfish thing I think that anyone can do when they drink or when they party is let it go overboard, assuming the people around you are gonna take responsibility for you.
Oh my god, I can't tell you how many times I've gone through that. And I'm gonna tell a story. Okay, I'm gonna tell a story, because I'm going to say something and then I'm going to tell the story, because genuinely, I think that people who do stuff knowing that, like, I'm going to be okay, I'm going to be good, like, I think that's so selfish. I think it's so selfish to, like, know that you're going to go overboard just because like, people are going to take care of you. I think it's selfish and I think it's irresponsible.
Yeah.
I had this friend, I'm not going to say the name of the friend. You know the story though. And we used to go out a lot. We used to have a good time, cool. But they had a habit of taking it too far. So when it's time to go home, they wouldn't want to go home. And sometimes some of the things that they would want to get into, like, it wasn't really my thing, but I'm thinking like, oh my God, this person is so drunk. Like, I'm talking about when we wake up tomorrow, you're going to ask me what happened. And I'm like, if I leave this person, depending on like your morals or whatever, if I leave this person, it's going to be like, oh fuck, I feel so bad.
They make you question your morals.
Yes, dude. And they guilt trip you. Oh, I feel so bad. And if something happens, like the other people that are going to blame you for. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go with this person. Let me go with this person and make sure that they're safe. Okay. And where they wanted to go, I didn't really want to go. Mm-mm. Because I don't like doing stuff like that after going out. After going out, I like to go home. Okay. One thing about me, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, where I'm going home.
You're going to take her ass home.
I don't care. So we get to this place and I walk in and I see guns everywhere. And it's not even about guns, because I'm not scared of guns, but guns plus people you don't know, plus name, like you don't know the names, you don't know the people, you don't know where you are, you didn't even really pay attention to how you got here, like you're just here. I was so uncomfortable. And like, I think like a couple hours later, I was like, yeah, like I'm going home. And she was like, you're gonna leave? Yes, bitch, I'm gonna leave. Like that type of stuff. That's when I learned that, like, it's sometimes you really have to ask yourself, like, you really have to think like, wow, like I'm putting my life at risk for someone who wants to put their life at risk and probably didn't think about the fact that they're putting my life at risk. So why should I think about putting their life? I mean, why should I think about the fact that they're putting, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So like, I'm going home. And and after that, I really like, I'm very much like, if you're drunk and you want to act a fool, you probably knew what you were doing before you started doing it. And if I tell you, which 1, 2 times, maybe 3, maybe 4, okay, maybe 5 max. But if you don't listen, I'm leaving you where the fuck you're at. Sorry. I don't know if that's bad. I don't know like how y'all would do, what y'all would do, but I would leave. I would 100% leave.
Yeah.
What would you have done?
I definitely would have left too. I feel like you probably overstayed a little bit.
Yes, I did. Yeah. And that's why put me in the situation that I was in. Like do you know how dangerous that is? That's like really if bad. You want to die, that's don't you, bitch. I don't want to fucking die. What the hell?
I don't think that is safe, and it's not like, oh, we were young, well no, like
no, but we were like 20. Fuck, we were in 26. Yes, young, please, young and dumb. Like, but even like it's not like the young and dumb where you just don't know any better. Like, no, you know better, you just don't care. Yes. But I care, so
it is definitely super selfish, and yes, I feel like I'm such a big believer of gestures. So that 1 hour, however you felt, and if it felt like she was treated in that 1 hour, can be a representation of how her ex-friend saw the relationship and valued you.
Yeah, like I think that I just think I don't know, I just think people, and sometimes I don't even think people think about, well, I guess it goes hand in hand. I just think that like sometimes people are so self-serving that it's not even about value or not value. I just think they don't care. Like, it's about me.
Yeah, they don't
care. Like, they literally don't care. Like, should I tell them the story? So when I was in high school, that's all you need to know. But when I was in high school, there was a situation where, tell them, I went to go see this boy, and I was like, hey, can you wait in the car? Can you wait in the car while I go see?
She was supposed to not see him, pick up a sweater.
And I went to go pick up a sweater.
And we were in the thick of downtown Houston. If you know anything about downtown Houston, you're not supposed to be there.
So I went to go see him. I told her to wait in the car, and go ahead, you can finish the story.
Yeah, so I'm waiting in the car, and we're in the parking garage, which is like on the first floor of this apartment, and it's like a skyscraper condominium apartment thing. And a old dingy truck pulls up next to me, notices that I'm the car by myself. So then they make a U-ey and then block the car from her car from driving out. So basically I'm like
not me dissociating while you're telling this story.
And he, from what I remember, I might be getting this wrong, but from what I remember, he gets out of the car and he like then gets out of the car, walks towards me, but then walks back to the car and then takes like a pocket knife and puts it in his pocket. And then he's just walking towards me, and I am like
what a selfish bitch am I?
But like she didn't know it was gonna happen. But at the time, I was really upset. But I was screaming and crying and like acting super crazy.
And she left. You got an Uber and you left. That's what I'm saying. Like in that moment, because I care about her a lot. Like I value her a lot. No, bitch, she thought I was gonna cry. I care about her a lot. I value her a lot. But in that moment, it was not about value. I was thinking about myself.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was thinking about. So that's what I mean. I just think that some people that was very, like, it was just me wanting to just satisfy and fulfill the needs that weren't even met the way they were supposed to. But anyways, but
I will say, even from a young age, like from the start of our relationship till now, there's kind of always been a foundation of mutual respect. So even though that happened, when she came to and got back to her car,
when I came to my senses,
she like called me and we spoke about it calmly and respectfully.
Yeah, I did take accountability. That's also really important. The friend that did that, not to cut you off, but the friend that did that to me when I left and they came home, they came to like where I was at the next day, I was like, yeah, like I really didn't appreciate that. She started fucking crying. Okay. Yeah. And I'm not saying that like she can't cry, but I don't know, like she cried and got a little defensive, and it's like, dude, like just it's better to just like admit your wrongdoings than just continue to like just not. You just need to look outside of yourself. Yes. And I think that's also one thing we do good in our friendship, like even if we do get defensive, which I don't know if that happens a lot, we do look outside of ourselves. Like that's really important.
Yeah. And I think another huge thing is that Anyfa will communicate to me if she's hurt and why she's hurt and vice versa.
Oh, really?
And yeah, like she'll be like, hey, it actually hurts me when I remember I was in Minnesota and I was like AWOL for a while.
Oh yeah, but it takes a while. That's why I'm like, really? But it probably like.
But she does it beautifully. You do it very nicely too.
Oh
like,
my God,
you're able to articulate
so
your
lovely.
emotions and your
you think so?
Yeah. Truly.
I feel like I don't think I'm bad at it. I think it just depends. I think I'm good at it in friendships, but the intimate stuff, I don't think I'm good at that.
That's another thing too, where both of us, Anifa especially, is very open but a lot less vulnerable.
Oh,
but
yeah.
people think because she's so open and she's able to say anything that's happened to her, all her experiences, they take that as her being vulnerable, but she's even deeper than that.
Yeah, like I'm not really a vulnerable person, and I'm just really good at, like, what is vulnerable to me for the most part is like not really vulnerable to other people. Like my vulnerability is like, I don't know, like I don't really want you to, like, I'm trying to think of something that like is very vulnerable to me that I wouldn't want someone else to know. Like I can tell someone a story about my childhood, or I can tell someone, like, I don't know, but there's just certain things that like I cannot do. Basically what's vulnerable to me is like, if someone knows what my weaknesses are, then I feel like they're probably going to use that against me to ruin my life and start my demise. That's vulnerability, but not like surface level vulnerability. I don't know. Yeah. Like I just don't like to feel exposed.
Yeah. And I think I'm very similar to where sometimes it's very difficult to hear what people think about me. Like, forget people that I'm not that close to. If Anifa or my family or my boyfriend
that's really hard.
It's so hard to accept.
Because like those people actually know you. Like people who don't know you, it's like, okay, you can say what you want, but like, you don't know me. So like you can really like kiss my ass. I don't give a fuck. But someone who knows you, like they've seen you, they understand you. It's like, okay, maybe they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, like I had similar to Anifa, I had like a bunch of friends that I was friends with since middle school, and a few years ago it kind of, all just went down the drain, and
Isn't that crazy? Every single one of them,
and
that's that group shit that I be talking about
over something that truly, like, I don't think that
no, I'm telling you,
fault.
Like that's that group shit I be talking about, because you have to pick one. Imagine if it was like, that's when the number gets higher, that's when it starts to get icky. Like, and I honestly, I don't like cliques. I hate, and I mean it. I genuinely, like, people are different, but I don't like being associated with someone else. Like I don't want you to look at me and say, oh, that's the girl that, like, I don't want you to look at me and think of like 5 other people. I want you to look at me and think of me and like some of the friends that I may have. But don't tie me to any, like, I don't like that. Yeah.
But with that, there was someone who was so close to me that like said some pretty intense things to me, and Anifa literally had to do a welfare check on me.
Who?
Remember after everything happened, that person texted me and was like, you make me feel like I'm not good enough, and
who?
But when he said that about me, I literally questioned my will to live.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then I needed someone like externally, like Anifa came over, or like I had my close friends, my close family at the time tell me like, wait, no, like there's a flaw in what he's saying. But it was things like that to where sometimes those who are really close to you can have such a grasp on your self-identity, and that's something I've had to break from. And I think the first step was losing all those people.
It makes you question a lot, but I don't know, like you just can't, you really don't know, like, you know how they say like you what is it? How does it go? Like, you just, personally, I just think you never really know somebody. Like, it does not matter how long you've known them. You really don't know. Like, even us that were friends and how long we've been friends for, we don't know what situation is going to make, you don't know what situation is going to make you realize, like, maybe I didn't know her the way I thought I did. Or maybe I didn't know you the way you thought you did. But, I mean,
it can be a traumatic event, or something as little as you wake up one day and you kind of realize, People change all the time, and that in relationships too. Like, I'm about to make a year with my boyfriend, but
Me too.
I wake up every day
boyfriend
saying, okay, I love him, I accept him, I hope he accepts me, and I hope he wants to have a future with me like he says he does. But you can't always, like,
no, you can't
bank on what they say today.
And you can't bank on what they say, and also you can't bank on what it's gonna look like. I've never had a boyfriend, so, but I had a boyfriend once, but I've never had a boyfriend, so.
She had a COVID boyfriend. Yeah, that doesn't count.
Okay. I had a COVID boyfriend, so I've never had a boyfriend, but I had a boyfriend an ex, let's just make that very clear. I had an ex who would, like, say all these things, and literally one day they just woke up and dumped me.
Yeah.
No, literally, that's how it happened.
Remotely.
Like, it wasn't even like, you know when you can, like, feel something about to end? Like, no. I went to this restaurant with, like, this friend that I had at the time, and I was just, I looked up at my phone. I just saw a paragraph. Like, you really just never.
Over text.
Bro, you really never know. And you don't even want to know the other part. Lore. I'll get into that later.
The
like,
lore
later.
COVID BF.
Like, but, yeah, like, you just really never know. And I think that I know, like, even though you never know, wait, what am I trying to say? I think it's okay, because I think people are always like, yeah, no, like, don't think like that. Like, what? Like, don't think like that. No, bitch, think like that, because that like thing that can happen. Like, I think it's okay to think that something can happen. I think it becomes a problem when you start thinking like that, so you start self-sabotaging.
Yes.
But for the most part, like, it's okay to have it in the back of your head that, like, this guy can literally wake up tomorrow and say, like, I don't want to be friends with you, like,
yeah,
or I don't want to be with you.
And also, I think it's okay to think like that, especially when you've already mastered the independence of your self-identity. If your self-identity is connected to them in any way, but if you know you will be okay with or without them, you know, like, that's why maybe at that time that COVID relationship was so tough, because in a way your identity was meshed to.
Dude, let me tell you why it was so tough. Because one, how old was I?
Oh, you were old as hell.
No excuse. But it was
22.
Yeah, it was tough because, first of all, I'd never had a boyfriend. Okay. And I still have never had a boyfriend, but whatever. I never had a boyfriend. That was my first ever boyfriend ever in my entire existence of life. And the experience was I never experienced that. Like, I never experienced someone being nice to me before.
Can I tell you how he got you? With the gifts, with the essentials hoodie.
Dude, it was, yes, it made me feel special. Like,
she never got gift from a guy before.
No, oh my God, I really haven't. It made me feel special. I was like, wow. Even my dad doesn't treat me like this.
Yeah.
Like, it was quite literally just a mistake. It was a mistake. And yes, it was a fucking mistake. So that's how he got me. And also, because it was a mistake, and because I hadn't had, like, other experience, well, not even other experiences, because I don't even think having a boyfriend necessarily will like help you, because it still depends on the people that you choose.
Yeah.
But I just think that because, like, I didn't have that experience and he was saying the right things, ugh, my God, my stomach hurts. Yeah. He was saying the right things and stuff, like, it made sense, but no, like, it was, yeah, like, ugh.
That's the biggest thing. They can say everything perfect. Everyone's able to do that. But
which is why I don't care about words.
Yes.
I care about actions, because your actions will tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
You don't like, it's easy to not inconvenience, like, words don't inconvenience you. Okay. If you really want to know if someone gives a fuck about you, see what they do. But that's, like, everyone knows that, like, actions speak louder than words. Like, I really, really knew that actions spoke louder than words. Like, saying I care about you is not an inconvenience. Actually getting up out of your bed or doing something that you know is out of your comfort zone. I'm not saying you should do something out of your comfort zone, like, for someone else, but I think that if you want to know if someone really cares about you, you should see how they're willing to inconvenience themselves. And that's not even to say that shows that they care about you, but it also shows the kind of, like, person that they are. Like, I wouldn't want you to inconvenience yourself solely just for me, but I would want to know that at least you want to be a person that isn't willing to be like stuck in the same shitty cycle. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And I think another thing too is, do they inconvenience themselves or go out of their way for you just once and then harp on that for months after? Or do they consistently show willingness to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a boyfriend. Okay, I've never had a boyfriend. But
even with friendships.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think it's easy, but the thing is, see, that's the thing. I think it's easier to get away with not inconveniencing yourself in friendships, because friendships don't need to be like relationships. And I'm a big okay, this might be an unpopular opinion. I don't know. I don't even think like, you can tell me what you think. Cause like, once again, I don't have a boyfriend. Okay. So I don't even like, I feel like I'm very wise for the most part. Like, I literally don't even think I need a boyfriend to say this, but I don't think that, I know relationships and friendships are different, but I literally don't think they have to be. I think the only difference that friendships and relationships have is sex and the like commitment. Like, a friendship, you don't really have to live with you can live with your friends.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the foundation of every intimate relationship too that is successful is a good quality friendship.
Exactly. I genuinely don't think that people need, like, I don't think friendships and relationships are different. I think they're the same, but I think one like validates you more than the other. So like one gets a bit more like hierarchy, whatever. But I genuinely think friendships and relationships are the same. The only difference is you're not touching me, I'm not touching you. Like, that's it. That, like, quite literally, to me, that's it. I don't know what like how you see it or like how you guys see it, but I genuinely think that that's the only difference. And at the end of the day, before you decide you want someone to be more than that, they have to be your friend, like you just said.
Yes.
So in reality, what you're gonna get before you get the humping and bumping of fucking coochies is the friend. Like,
yes, that is true. I think that humankind has like this desire for intimate love and to feel connected to somebody alongside having like a connected community. The Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We learned that in Mr. Hussein's psychology class.
I remember that. But so what do you think that, because like I said, I know I'm not trying to like emphasize it, but I genuinely don't have a boyfriend. That's what I'm asking from like your POV. Like, how do you view friendships versus relationships? Like, what do you think the difference is? And genuinely, those differences, what do you think those differences really like truly matter?
Yeah.
In how they how they how am I trying to say this? Like, okay, you're my friend. Mm-hmm. He's your boyfriend. We're both very good people to you, right? Mm-hmm. The only difference is, bitch, you can't touch me. The fuck, and I can't touch you. But like, what else do you think? Do you think there's something that he does as a partner that I can never like do? I can't ever give you that feeling.
I think that like the foundation of friendships and relationships should start the same with like a good quality friendship. But I think that intimate relationships can be different because I'm just speaking from my own experience. I do expect my partner, my boyfriend, to show up for me in ways that I don't expect you to. Like,
and like, give me an example.
I expect him to be like a consistent like person to open up my emotions to. I expect him to have the reliability of someone that I see building a family with.
Okay.
I expect him to be romantic with me and intimate with me, like you said. And then, and this might be like my own bias, but I just expect him to show up for me more than you or a friend would, even though I'd expect a friend to show up for me the way I would for them. It's just a deeper kind of reliability I require from my partner. So,
but obviously besides the family stuff, because you can't start a family with a friend.
Yeah. Sometimes some people do.
Yeah, but why do you expect that from him more?
Because I'm just like thinking about the way I want my life set up in the future and the qualities I need from someone to help.
Oh, for like longevity. Like there's no, like the type of longevity, you're not planning a future with your friend, right? You're planning a future with your boyfriend. So that's why you expect those things.
Yeah, like in a marriage, which is ultimately the goal for me, is like not only the kids, but it is a financial relationship. It is a like logistical, roomy relationship. It's everything in one. So I need to make sure that I truly can trust a person. And the top 3 ways is to do business with a person, to travel with a person, and then
isn't it living? I don't know.
Live with a person, yeah. Those are the 3 ways to really find out who someone is, friendship or relationship, I think.
Yeah, so like I said, guys, that's just my opinion. I haven't experienced a relationship yet. So like maybe when I get to that phase of my life, I will understand like, you know, like I understand what she's talking about, but like really understand it based on experience.
Do you think you'll ever go on the apps?
No.
I've been trying to get her on the apps.
No, I'm not a dating app person. Sorry. That's how you met your boyfriend.
Yeah, we met on Bumble.
I thought it was Hinge.
No, Bumble.
Oh.
I really, really think that the apps are not healthy long term. But
what do you mean? Wait, how long have you been on dating apps for?
I've been on dating apps on and off over the last few years. Like when I was out of relationships, I was on it for like a week or 2. Then I delete my app, or you know, very much on and off. But I did see at the very end of last year, when was the last time I was on it, it was so unhealthy because I was on there just to get as many likes as possible.
Instagram?
Yeah, I didn't even care about the connections I was making. I just felt like the validation of someone conventionally attractive or conventionally successful liking me.
So do you feel like you just got lucky?
I definitely think I did, because we had exchanged numbers. And I deleted the app the same day we exchanged numbers. I was done with it. I was like, listen, if I'm going to be single forever, I'm going to be single forever. If I'm going to meet someone at school, maybe, whatever. I stopped responding to him, and I totally even forgot that he like existed. 2 weeks later.
Girl, don't do him like that.
2 weeks later, he texted me again, and he was like,
wait, what did he say?
He was like, hey, this is it's me from Bumble. Do you remember me? I'm gonna be in town. Do you want to hang out? I had class that weekend. I didn't even remember who this guy looked like what he looked like. I just remember that I exchanged my number with him. We had a couple back and forths, and I was like, yeah, sure, maybe we can connect next week. And then yeah, so I got lucky for sure. I don't think that it's possible.
Exactly. So why would I go on the dating apps?
The reason I want you to, only short term, is to just get an idea of what you like and what you could like outside of your current realm, which is just like the people you know, friends of friends. Like you need to see what else is out there and what you could be attracted to. And how are you going to do that? You know?
I don't know. Like, I don't like the idea of swiping left and right. And I don't know. I don't really like men. Like, not that I don't like men, but like, I don't really like, that just sounds really overstimulating.
Yeah.
Me.
So I haven't been on the apps in a while, but I know that there's changes to it. Like I think one of the apps, Hinge, the new update is you can't like anybody or swipe on anybody until you address like the first 5 or 10 that you already have connected with. So you have to have a conversation with them or dislike them or whatever. So it slows down and it makes it more intentional. All I want you to do literally is just to get ideas of pictures, like this guy looks good, this guy doesn't look good.
Physically?
Yeah, I want you to physically look at things that you're not used to finding.
You know, I don't care about the physical.
Maybe this will help you kind of gauge where your interest level is. And it will also help you gauge like what you're open to trying.
This is probably,
maybe that could be one of our next episodes where I make your thing for you, and
but
we share it.
This is like so stubborn of me, but genuinely I just don't
weren't we gonna do speed dating at one point? Was that me and you?
Girl, I don't know, but if we were, I probably would have backed out last minute. But
I feel like that if I was single, I think I would do speed dating just to practice my social skills.
I don't know, I don't really like meeting new men. Yeah. Like that's really hard for me. It's really hard for me to meet someone and just feel safe and comfortable.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Me
too.
All right.
No, I swear to God.
No, I mean, okay, I mean in the sense that like, actually maybe you are like that. Because I just mean like, I'm starting to realize like it gets really bad, because when I meet someone and like I feel comfortable and safe with them, bitch, I will literally sacrifice. I know my worth, okay? Like, but I don't care about that if comfort is involved. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice my, like, I don't want to say my well-being, because it never gets to that point, but I'm just willing to sacrifice parts of myself because I'm comfortable. Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck, and that's really bad, but that's how unsafe new people make me feel. Like, I don't care if I'm comfortable, if you're predictable, if I know exactly how it's gonna go. I really don't give a fuck how much we argue. As long as I know how it's gonna go and I feel safe and comfortable, I don't care. Like, yeah. And that's my problem. So I think that's why I just can't do a dating app. Like, I don't like small talk. I don't.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
I don't. So
that's
I don't know. I think in order for me to like want to get on a dating app, I would need to feel safe with just engaging with strangers. I don't fucking like it. It just doesn't feel safe.
Especially strangers that are men.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay.
I think that I'm on the same boat as you, where I don't feel comfortable with men, or like I don't feel safe or secure right off the bat with any man. And it took a 3-ish months for me with my current boyfriend to feel like I can actually count on this person.
Yeah, it takes me even longer.
Yeah.
Like, I could tell you right now, it would take me at least 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And that's someone that like I've probably known for. I just don't.
But what makes you feel safe? Is it like they can like beat the living shit out of someone that's trying to hurt you?
Bitch, that's the thing. Nothing. And let me tell you what it is. The one thing I've realized and learned about myself is it's not a them thing. It's a me thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know who else thinks like this, but I just don't believe in people's intentions. Yeah. Like, if you treat me really poorly, okay, you treat me really poorly, cool. If you treat me really well, I don't trust it. Like, either way, it doesn't, like, I don't trust it. You could be the best person ever. That doesn't mean I don't care about, like, I don't care about you, or I don't care about what we have, but I just don't trust it. Like, I don't believe that it's coming from a safe place, and it's gonna end.
Is to not trust.
Yeah, like, it's not gonna end well. And, you know, unfortunately for me, my theory was solidified when I met my COVID fucking boyfriend, right? Because he was one of the people that, like, was all the things that I couldn't trust, right? Yeah. That I was struggling with. He was like reassuring me in that, and bitch, I found out he was cheating. Yeah. Even with all the, like, not all the things he was doing, because it's not like he was doing like everything in the world, but even with like the reassurance, the like the, you know, proving like, hey, like, you feel like this, but I'm showing you you don't need to feel like this. Even with the like the telling me this is where I still got fucked over. So it just solidified it, and it made it worse.
And that is so interesting how heavily that relationship impacted you.
Oh, it was so traumatizing.
Because, like, technically it was, what, 6 months?
Yeah, but it was traumatizing as fuck. I regret it. If someone told me to sit in an electric chair every day for 5 minutes, I would do that instead of fucking meat. I swear, I wish I was joking. I'm not even kidding. I would choose electrocution. Mm-hmm. I would choose malnutrition. I would let Max fucking
shit on you.
Look at an open cold sore that would give me a rare new 2025 disease, bitch. Then meet that. I'm so serious. Like, I don't know, and people are different, right? But I just feel like there's some experiences that you will remember. Okay.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna remember. Like, so I don't know, that's just something I need to work on, and maybe then I'll like want to go on apps. I don't think so, honestly. Like, it's also an ego thing. But
so would you say you're not 1,000% healed or processed from that COVID relationship?
Well, it was actually 3 years ago, which is fucking crazy. But I don't want to say I'm not healed, but, and that's the thing. When that happened to me, people were like, don't let that cloud your judgment. That is a fucking reality. Yeah. That's something I don't get. I don't get, like, and I don't know. Maybe like that's happened to you guys, and there's a way that you could, like, you know, turn it around and change the perspective. And I'm happy to hear that. But it's something I've always struggled with, because what happened to me is not an anomaly. Okay. That happens to people every fucking day. Okay. It just happened to somebody 5 minutes ago. Like, that's not something like me telling you, oh, don't feel like that. Like, just because he did it doesn't mean someone else, like, keep your heart open. Yeah. No, it doesn't mean someone else will do it, but it does mean someone else can do it.
Yes. And I think what you're going through is not an anomaly, but I think one thing that made you unique is that you don't let anybody in. So this was like one of one.
Yes, dude. Before,
some people maybe have like 4 or 5 experiences.
Exactly. Like, before I met him, like, that's what I'm saying. I've never been felt safe enough to let my guard down. Like, it just feels very unsafe. It just feels really uncomfortable. And the one time I did it, it fucked me over. This is like when you're in the classroom and everyone's having fun, and then that one student says some dumbass shit. Now you ruined it for everybody. Yeah, that's literally what now it is. Silent. Exactly. So yeah, like, it's just really hard. I know some people don't ever go through that. I know some people will never experience that, and even if they do, like, they can bounce back from it. But I cannot handle that type of stuff. It, like, you saw what that did to me. Bitch, I thought I had bipolar disorder. Okay, that's how bad that experience was for me. So
it was interesting how you processed it, though. Like, the way you normally, you know, you break up with someone and then you confide in your friends.
I didn't tell my friends for a year.
For 1 year.
I didn't tell anybody.
I was walking my dog the year after, and I get a text from her basically spilling the beans of what actually happened in her relationship. And well, like, I wasn't upset at her for not telling me, but it broke my heart that for a whole year she was processing this all alone.
I was literally like, it was not the best experience. And the thing is, she didn't know that we weren't together. That's not what she knew. She knew that she didn't know what he did. Yeah. You didn't know what he did, right? No. But what did you think happened?
I just thought that he broke up with you because he was starting a new internship. And
exactly. No, yeah. That's not why he... Well, that's why he broke with me, but...
Everything...
I'm getting... Okay. I found out he was being very disloyal, and I kept that part from her. And you want me to be honest? It's because I was like, okay, what if I want to take it back? I'm going to be honest.
Really?
Yes, I swear to God.
That was my next question. Like, why did you keep it to yourself for a year?
Also, I kept it to myself because I was like, okay, what if I want to take it back? Like, I don't want to look like a bitch. And, like, I can just be like, yeah, guys, no, like, it just didn't work. But, like, you know, fate and stuff. You know. Also, I didn't tell anybody because when people give you advice, almost all the time it's biased. Like, the advice that I give you sometimes is biased based on my experiences. Like, even sometimes when I talk to you, because I'm very, like, I don't care about marriage. I'm going to be honest. Like, it's not a priority to me. A priority, I don't care about, like, I'm not a big, like, I'm not into, like, the whole, and I think that's where we're, like, a little different. I don't really care about marriage. I'm not into, like titles don't really move me. They don't really do anything for me. Like, I don't care about a lot of that stuff. So I feel like sometimes when people give you advice, it's biased. Like, even when I talk to you about how I feel about certain things, sometimes I'm just like, okay, this is like, you know, this is bias. Yeah. And you have a boyfriend, you have like those things. So it's like, I'm not saying I influence you or I can make you change your mind, but I definitely, you know, it's definitely a new perspective that might affect the way you deal with your relationships. So I just didn't want to hear anyone say, oh my God, fuck him. Yeah. You deserve better.
And fuck at that time, one thing I was really working on was how I gave advice because I was so harsh with it. Do you remember?
Yeah, but she would do this thing, it's not good, but you know, when your friend goes through something, I would do the same thing too. Like, you know, if maybe let's say like a guy did something and she's like, bitch, he's fucking fat, who cares?
Just go after something that like is an easy target, because at least
like bitch, his hairline is receding.
Yeah. Like, in my mind, that helps you like really
move on. Yeah, like when you can just see why it didn't really matter anyways, then it's easier to get over. But that type of stuff didn't work for me, because it's like, okay, yeah, but like his hairline recedes, but like I don't know, like I don't like, it just didn't matter. Like, yeah, maybe that one tooth was falling off, but I thought that was his cute tooth, you know? That was like I thought that was the cute tooth.
Oh my god.
Or like maybe like he's short, but bitch, I don't care. I like me a garden gnome, so I never gave a fuck. So like, but yeah, so
that's funny.
I just didn't want people to like tell me how to feel. And I'm really glad I didn't say anything, because now I know that I will never, like, it's never gonna happen. And I came to that conclusion on my own. Like, quite literally, I came to that conclusion on my own, because no one knew for a whole year. I didn't have anyone in my ear saying like, dude, like, really? Like, or I also didn't want to feel shamed for knowing that he did something so wrong, and I still potentially wanted to be in that situation. So, you know, I just wanted to experience it by myself. Only few people knew, but those people, like, I don't know, like, it, not that it didn't matter, but it didn't really matter. And I came to the conclusion by myself, like, that would never happen again, and I would rather die. So yeah.
So looking forward, do you think that it's good to not tell anybody anything until you fully process and then let their opinions in, or would you
bro, I can't keep my mouth shut, bitch, you know me.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
Bro, like, one thing about me, like, I just have to tell my friend the tea, like, yeah. Like, so I want to say yes, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. What I will say is, you don't have to tell everybody.
Yes.
Like,
pick and choose based off kind of like what you want to hear.
Yeah. Or pick and choose based off like someone who's gonna be real with you. Like, they're gonna be real with you, but they're not gonna like make you feel like you're dumb or you're like less than, because like they're not like, because you're telling them like, hey, he like fucking called me a fat ugly bitch and he invited me over tonight, should I go? Yep. Like, you're not, let me tell you something, okay? I can tell Hadiz that no, seriously, I can tell Hadiz that like, yeah, he just like, he told me like I was dumb and I meant nothing to him, but he wants me to come over. Do you think I should go? And she won't be like, bitch, are you dumb? She'll be like, well, I mean, I don't think so, but that's like, she'll give me the advice that obviously she wants me to hear and in a perspective she wants me to like take. But if I go,
I'm not gonna make her feel horrible.
Yeah, or she's not gonna stop my friend. She's gonna be like, okay, but so what happened? Like, she's like, okay, just give me the tea. Like, that's it. So
you need someone, like, pick who you get advice from. Someone that's not gonna like validate you incorrectly, you know?
Yeah, like,
but
just
still be honest with you. But
yeah, like someone that just won't make you feel bad for not being in a phase of, just not being in that phase of your life yet. Yes. Like someone that will make you feel bad, like you're not growing fast enough. Like, and we've never done that to each other. Like, we've never made each other feel bad for not comprehending something fast enough or not growing fast enough. I know some people don't have the patience for that, but if you feel like the friend that you have in your life is worth it, then I think it's worth having the patience for that, because there's some things that I'm doing right now in my life that like, bitch, it's time to, you need to outgrow that, but I'm still doing it. And she's not like, you know, removing me or making me feel like, you know, like, she's not basically separating herself from me because of that, like, because it really doesn't affect her, honestly. Like, I'm not doing anything crazy, like none of that shit. But
yeah, there's a lot of like friendships that end, and like the biggest reason is, oh, they just weren't aligned to the phase I was in. Mm-hmm. It's not that your friend is wrong for being in a different phase from you. Yeah. It just means that everyone is going through life and their emotions in a different like order. Yeah. And I feel like, so what do you think about people that outgrow each other? Because, or like, you know, like, what do you think about relationships that outgrow each other? Because it's like, okay, you say like, oh, we're just over because like we outgrew each other. But do you think it's possible to never outgrow somebody? I don't think so. I think that you can outgrow people in terms of interests and hobbies and routines. But the biggest thing about outgrowing someone is when your values no longer align. So like when I started a relationship with my boyfriend a few years ago, our values were aligned in the sense where, you know, we just were kind of playing around, just wanted to have fun. We didn't
Bitch, who? Oh, that doesn't sound like your current boyfriend.
No, we didn't care what time we woke up. We didn't care for a routine or structure in our lives. And that was like a big value that we shared at the time because we were just having fun as young 20-year-olds. And as I grew up, I feel like I realized, wait, actually, I need a ring on my finger. I need a new job. I need this. I need that. I need to go to school. So my value and my structure changed from his, and we just weren't aligned, and there was no grace for me being in a different phase, and there was also no grace from me to him for where he was. I was judging him for like not being at the same pace as me, which isn't right. But I feel like that's when you can outgrow someone, when the values just don't align and there's no way that you guys are gonna get at the same value
on a like logically it just doesn't even make sense to continue like a dynamic like that, because it's not really benefiting you, and relationships are supposed to benefit you.
Yes, especially at our age now, I feel like there's less room for tolerance, at least from me. I want you to come to me already as an established man.
Yeah.
Because eggs are dying. Eggs are needing fertilization.
Coochie is drying.
And I feel like there's no time to play around anymore.
It's not a game.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
There's a beauty in like growing with people, because one thing that we were talking about is what we thought our life was going to be like now versus what it actually is. And I was like, okay, I'm going to find a super rich man who has it all together, perhaps a little older than me, and he's going to make my life amazing, and I'm going to have his babies at this age.
This age?
That's what I thought I
was.
Like
the age you are right now?
Yeah, younger, 24. I wanted to be like
24.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be like a self-made millionaire, and I also was.
What?
Yeah, and I thought that, like, you know, my partner was gonna be taking care of me and also a self-made billionaire.
I don't think I've ever been like that.
But it's crazy, because I will tell you all the time how I see such maternal instincts in you, and you acknowledge them, but you don't put that as like a top priority. In your life.
Like I don't know. I'm not saying that obviously these experiences are not like beautiful ones, but I don't know. If you want to be honest, for me, the top thing at my list is like a ridiculous amount of stability, but I don't care to do that. I don't care if I do that with someone. I just want that for myself. Like, I'm not saying I don't want a family and kids and stuff, but like, and maybe I'm just saying this, but I think if I have money, like enough money, like I think
oh yeah,
like I think I don't care.
That's what another argument people say is like, you'll never be ready. You'll never be ready to start a family, no matter how much money you have.
Yeah, no, I don't think you will be ready to start a family. I don't think nothing can prepare you for something you've never gone through in your life.
Yeah.
But I don't know if, all I'm saying is, I don't know if I'll be sad that I never created a family. Like, I don't know how sad. Maybe I'll be lonely.
Like, you won't regret it.
Yeah, like I don't know if I'll be like, wow, I just can't believe like that wasn't a phase in my life that like I, experienced. Like I don't know. But then again, like I'm saying, I don't know, right?
So would you be open to having a partner but never having children with
them?
them?
Like I don't know if I care, especially because like, bitch, you're gonna have a baby. Like, people are gonna have kids around me. I think for me, having people around me that have kids is enough. I don't know. And like I said, I'm just saying, because I don't know if it's going to change. But I don't know if I really care about having you have a dog. Okay, kids are not dogs. Yeah. But you have a dog. I don't have a dog. When I go see Max, I love being around Max. Max is great. I go home. It's
peace
done.
And quiet.
Yeah, like, I don't know if I will. I'm not saying I don't ever want a family, but I just don't know if I'll feel like a failure, or I'll feel like, damn, I can't believe I didn't accomplish that aspect of my life. Like, I just don't know if it's that important. It definitely is important, but I don't know if it's that important. Like, some people really feel like that's like, I feel like they failed.
That's like their purpose in life.
Yeah, or they feel like, what else am I going to be doing if I'm not doing that? Mm-hmm. You know, like, I just don't know if I feel like that.
That's interesting.
I think there's a lot more you can do besides have a fake family. So
I don't know. Your purpose is more of like full stability for yourself, or your
like
family.
living my life. Like, my purpose is living
doing whatever you want.
Yeah, and I don't know if that has to be kids and a family, right? Like, it can be, but it's okay if it's not.
Yeah.
You know? But that's just me. I don't know. What about you?
I agree with you, actually, because it'd be really nice to start a family, but you never know what God has in store for us.
Yeah, like I just I'm not opposed to it, but I don't think I will feel like if I don't want that down the line, something's off or something's wrong. Mm-hmm. It's like, there's just like, life can offer more than
way more
than just like building a family.
And kids are tough,
bitch. They are a lot. Like, it's not a game.
No, I'm remembering how I was as a kid, and I was really horrible,
bro.
Like, I cannot imagine how hard it can be.
Yeah, exactly. How many kids do you want?
3.
You want 3?
I want
that's
one
a
girl,
good number.
2 boys.
Yeah, I think that's a really good number. If I had to choose how many kids I would want, it would only be 2. The third one would be an accident, but you know,
that's nice.
Yeah.
But you know, what's crazy is I saw something about like how surrogacy is so popular now amongst really rich people, and how in the future, surrogacy or bearing your own child will be seen as a sign of poverty. Yes, there was like a hot take on Instagram about this, because uber rich people are able to just like pay someone else to carry their child for them, even if they are perfectly capable physically to do it themselves.
Do you think that if you're capable to carry your child, you should do it?
I don't know. I feel like if I had my ideal body and I had the choice and the
my ideal body
to preserve it, like I could preserve it, nothing stretching, nothing stitched up, I would definitely prefer to do that.
Yeah. And let me say something. This is probably gonna sound so fucked up, okay, but I would love, I'm pretty sure like giving birth to your child is amazing, right? But I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little vain.
Yeah.
I'm a little vain. And if I know I can keep this figure and still have a baby, I'm going to do it. That's so bad.
No.
That's probably oh my God, that's so bad. That's probably an unpopular opinion, but like, I don't care.
Because there's so many things that women go through during pregnancy. Like, a lot of people have crazy morning sickness, or what is it? Preeclampsia.
And you don't have to go through that. Like, imagine you don't have to go through that, and like somebody else wants to go through that for you. You just have to pay them, and the baby is like still yours, right? Because it's your egg, right? And the person's like the person that's holding your child. So I don't know, like if I could keep this body, and I don't know, I would kind of do it.
Or forget body, yes, but also the postpartum. I'm more scared of postpartum psychosis and depression.
I wonder. I don't know if like, I know it's really really intense, but I wonder if someone's ever like killed themselves because of it.
Yeah,
I'm curious. Can you look that up?
1,000%. There was also, I think in Texas, something about how a little while ago this lady killed all 5 of her kids. Yeah, because of postpartum psychosis, or like pre-existing conditions. She wasn't getting the support she needed after she had her final baby, and she just
but then wouldn't you feel bad if you weren't going through the postpartum, but this person that was holding your baby for you is?
But I think they have a lot more experience, and I think a part of the package that you buy like,
bitch, I'm giving you money. Like,
wait, let me see.
At least you're getting money.
62% of pregnancy-related suicides occur between 43 to 365 days postpartum.
62?
Suicides continue to be the leading cause of death direct maternal death between 6 weeks and 12 months after birth. 39% of deaths are suicide.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad. And that's sad because they probably, like, nobody wants to leave their child, you know, but their brain is quite literally, like, putting them in a state of
brain is altered.
Imbalance. Yeah. That's really sad. That's really sad.
Like, I got a sprinkle of anxiety here and there. I got a sprinkle of depressy.
Dude, and imagine postpartum on top of that.
Yeah.
And then not only they just gave you the baby and said, okay, like, you have that, you go home with the baby, and you still need to figure it out.
Yeah. And then this is something like talking about what do we expect from partners versus friends. Like, if you don't have a really
because that's who, like, that's who you kind of have to, you have to rely on them because, you know, especially having a child with someone, like, you have to realize, oh my God, if this doesn't go the way it's supposed to, then it's gonna hurt just as much because I don't have this partner, right? Like, you're not waking up next to your friend every day.
Another thing too I was looking into is like an at-home doula, where after you give birth, they're with you for a week or two. They take care of the night stuff. They teach you how to properly breastfeed and get the baby to latch, and they help you with the postpartum massages and stuff. Like, that's where money comes in and stability comes in, to where, like, I want to be stable enough to have that kind of support too. Yeah, but next episode we'll make your Hinge account.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but we'll see. Okay, guys, this is the end of the episode, and this is Hadiz. This is my best friend.
This was so fun. This is my first podcast I've ever done, and it literally felt like just sitting on a couch and talking to you.
Yeah, and that's how it's supposed to feel. But I just wanted to talk about, you know, I just wanted to have a friend on here that I wanted to have a friend on here and talk about our shared experiences and just kind of, you know, talk about what friendship looks like in my realm, and I don't know what it could look like in you guys' realms, or if this is something that, like, is super relatable. But yeah.
Oh my God, congrats on your podcast.
Thanks for listening. I hope you took something from this. And if not, I hope you were able to giggle. And if not, then come back next episode and maybe you'll take something from that. But be sure to subscribe, to follow, and to comment if you feel like having a conversation with me that I can actively respond to.
Love you guys.
Anything else? Anything you want to say?
No, just keep being you, and I'm so proud of you, and I love you so much. And
thanks, babe.
I can't wait to see where we are a year after this too.
Oh, you think it's gonna last that long?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Toodaloo. Bye.